Hello class, this is Trent Speck here, and I am in EDL 850, module number 14. It is the finale, like I said, module number 14, threats and the teacher. Alright, and the situation is as follows. Okay, what we do know, category 1, okay, we are at Slattery Steno High School, and this is an affluent school. Affluent just means simply wealthy. Okay, most parents have high-paying jobs such as doctors, lawyers, partners in investment firms, etc. These students don't go without the newest technologies. They have the finer school, etc. Okay, Dr. Harvey Smith has been the principal for 9 years. This is a principal of the school, and he is very good at what he does. According to the article, it says was Mr. Smith, or Dr. Smith, excuse me, Principal Dr. Smith was recognized as Principal of the Year 2 years ago by Secondary Principal Association. Respected by parents, students, and teachers by one of the most prestigious schools in the state. So he gets the opportunity to be the principal at a great school. I think we've all kind of seen one of these. Maybe we teach at one. I don't know. For me, I teach at a really good school, but the fluency and everything else like that, that's more. That's not really Garden City, Kansas, or Holcomb High School. The Fluent, to me, reminds me of maybe like a back east kind of Kansas City school, or maybe even a Wichita school. So the thing about this is the principal, Dr. Smith, hired Miss Robin Tate as a science teacher. And it sounds like Miss Tate knows what she's doing. She completed her undergraduate work, so a bachelor's degree, graduate work, and then 1 extra year of postgraduate work. The thing about her is she has high expectations with a rigorous course load. But with that, you have the flip side of, hey, you have these students, and one, they're not meeting the expectations as a class, and that could be the fault because that they're not used to being pushed like this, or it could be because this teacher isn't building the relationships and she hasn't done a great job of implementing her teaching strategies. So it could be vice versa. I mean, it could be the fault of the students, could be the fault of the teacher, or it could be a combination of both. So anyways, she received a lot of phone calls about the possibilities of students receiving their first low grade of high school. And Dr. Smith has helped implement strategies for Miss Tate to become a more efficient teacher. I'm going to move this down, okay? What we also know, okay, category 1, she received a threatening message that asked, who wants Miss Tate to disappear? So obviously some students are almost a little hostile in the fact that they have high expectations for maybe trying to get into certain colleges, and they have to keep their GPA up, etc. And someone makes a Facebook quote or a Facebook page that says, who wants Miss Tate to disappear? What we need to know is, did it come from a student? ? Why is the class so upset with her? Does she have a mentor teaching, working with her? Are the students being disrespectful in class? And can the IT department find the source of the email? So these are all things we need to know. So the problem at hand is she does not feel safe. She cannot feel like she's working in a safe environment, and she has also been seriously threatened to her. Also, the problem is Miss Tate isn't great with building great positive relationship with her students. And some of the parents are disgruntled, and students are kind of becoming scared to take her class because she's probably what you consider not a great teacher, but that's to be determined. And school computer may or may have not been involved, so we'll find out. So strategies. There's a problem. Now what's the solution? Kind of just like right here in this picture is, what can we do about this moving forward? So some strategies to implement. First off, we need to communicate the problem with everyone involved. Miss Tate, she needs to become a better teacher, more efficient. she needs to relate with the kids more. It sounds like she is very intelligent, very great at understanding the science side. Now she has to become a great teacher where she's using or providing that knowledge to the students so they can learn too. We need to communicate with the IT department and make sure that we get this situation handled. We need to talk to the superintendent, make sure that they are aware of an ongoing problem that we as a principal or building leader will take care of. And then we need to communicate with Miss Tate's classes. This is not something to joke around with. This needs to be taken seriously, no matter what, whether it's what you would consider a perfect school or whatever. Definitely, it needs to be taken care of. And then, so that's the communication part of it. And I'm a big communicator. I think that you should go one-on-one and talk with them, person to person, and I think that will help move forward. Then we need to come up with Miss Tate to be a more successful teacher. So some type of strategies to implement where she is more successful. And then meet with William Hall and talk about the severity of the situation. So in the article, Miss Tate believes that William Hall is the reason behind this. She's had problems with him in Florida class. She also knows that he's very good at computers, and she has a reason to believe that it is him. So let's see. Some other strategies to implement in category 2 is ask colleagues and other principals for advice. Most likely Dr. Smith has a mentor that he's looked up to and that he's learned from. And I think that's important, is always ask for advice. Don't be too prideful to get advice from either a superintendent, a mentor, or a colleague, or something like that. Next is ask colleagues to be on the lookout for information, since this is a serious situation. I don't believe you can overlook stuff like this. I think this needs to be nit in the bud or right away. If you let this get out of hand, it should be a snowball effect, and we don't want that. We want to take care of the situation at hand right away. And then also we need to ask for students not to talk about it. This isn't something to joke around with. We need the students and the kids to know that this is a serious situation. So some other strategies to implement is just communicate with everybody. Be fair and consistent. Meet with William and classmates, so it's not just like you're singling William out. Meet with Miss Tate. Talk about skills to improve. Strategy to work as a team to become more successful. Absorb different classes and get her on a mentor teacher if need be. Since she is so young, I think it would be great to have a different science teacher. It never did say the size of the school, but most likely there's probably at least 1 or 2, possibly there could be 10 more, 15 more. We don't know how big the school is, but just get her on a plan where she can observe different classes and see how these other teachers do it. So it's one thing to know the knowledge, it's another thing to communicate the knowledge and help other people learn it. And then another important one is review internet policy with students and staffs. I think you can keep learning and keep growing on that aspect. And then, so what is it best for the students? This is category 3. Student and staff safety is a #1 priority. This cannot be overlooked. Make sure that all students and staff feel safe. Students should be treated with respect, fairly, and consistently. Everybody needs to know the internet policy, and consequences for the actions of the person will be resolved. I don't think this is something that you just slap their hand. This can't snowball, and this is something that, like I said, needs to be nipped at the bud. Also, so the resolution is Miss Tate was justified to be upset and concerned about the email and seeing the website. With that being said, Miss Tate needs to improve on building relationships and better job teaching the classes. I think a relationship goes a long way. If you build those great relationships, you can be not a great teacher, but at the same time, you can still reach them. Is when you're when you don't build those relationships and you don't do a great job teaching, that they might think of you as a bad teacher. Even, well, heck, even if you don't do a good job building relationships, you could be the best teacher and you have the best intentions, but you might just not reach them because they don't know that you care about them. So I think that's an important aspect. Resolution. Dr. Smith has done a great job and has a great reputation. He should and will be concerned about his staff's safety. So communicate with staff, students, and community about the importance of safety in our schools, and then create a positive learning environment. So reflection, category 4. Thinking, why are the students not succeeding in Miss Tate's class? Why is she not building relationships with her students? And how can we change this around and get her students to succeed and Miss Tate to become a more successful teacher without lowering her standards? I think this is a tough one because we have a teacher in my high school that's really, really good. She does a great job and she has a very high standards. And I think that's very important. And I think that being a great teacher, you, one, have discipline, and two, you're rigorous. You get the best out of your students. Just like a great coach gets the best out of their players, that's what a great teacher does, is you want them to reach their potential. And Miss Tate has high standards, and it says that. But at the same time, we need to build those relationships where you can pull them in and keep attaining that high standard with a positive relationship with the students. So, feeling disappointed in whoever created the website. Students are students. I mean, we got to remember that we were young ones, and I think as I get older, it's getting tougher for me to remember my youth, and I think that's a tragedy in some aspects because that is when you stop relating with the students. We are in the most technology craved time ever, and we as educators need to be up to date with that and understand how the students are thinking and feeling. Now, we won't be exactly 100% on par, and I don't want to be, but we still need to see where they're coming from. This is bad that Miss Tate doesn't feel safe. As a teacher, you have to feel safe, or you don't want to be at that school. And feeling that this is an opportunity to become better students and teachers. And then we want to value the positive relationships with teachers and students and as they work together. Okay? So unresolved issues, and this is category 4, is there still has to be a consequence. We can't slap the wrist and say, oh, it's going to be all right, little Johnny. We have to make sure that we're resolving this somehow. Can Miss Tate change her teaching habits? Build more relationships? And can the issue be resolved in building? We don't want it to get involved elsewhere. We need to contact the IT department. And then a couple more. Leader in building, category 5. We want a safe and positive learning environment that is welcoming to all. And some things that would help with that is walkthroughs and evaluations to make sure teachers are performing their jobs appropriately, and communicate the importance of relationships to all staff. Leader in the building, category 5. Question different possible students. We don't want to just pick on William. Listen to what students have to say. This promotes integrity with every student. And don't jump to conclusions. This promotes integrity. Personal and professional code of ethics. So we want to treat everyone fair by communicating properly. We want to treat everyone fair with respect. And we want to help Miss Tate feel safe. So this is being fair too. And then take the threat serious. This is ethical. This is not something to laugh about, or even if it's a prank, it's not something to clown around with. Following up on the situation would be ethical, and supplying ways to become more efficient teaching is an ethical manner to help her in following through with this. So that concludes my slideshow. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and like I said, I enjoyed this class and learning about the educational law and the aspect of that. Everyone take care, and good luck in the future as you guys go on to your future endeavors. Take care. Bye.